Hey, happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And don't forget to tell your mother or the mothers that are in your life, happy Mother's Day. It's time for the review and the rev up, or the rev up and review, whichever one we want to call it first. Let's get right into the charts. Let's see. Okay, so starting with the daily chart, let's take a look at what happened and what was kind of expected last week. This break here set the whole thing in motion. Now, let's start it way back here. We got the reversal. We've got the move up to the 20-period simple moving average in the daily chart, which we're still above the wholesale price here. So what we were waiting for was the market to tell us that, okay, hey, you guys are back into position one. It's time to start getting ready. So the first thing that had to happen before we went back into position one is we had to have this huge break and hold. So now that we had that big break and hold, let's go to the lower time frames and take a look at what happened. Now we're finally back into position one. Let's talk about what happens next week in just a few minutes. Let's talk about last week before we get into it. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. We had the absolute perfect textbook in every possible way long signal right here on the 4-hour chart. There's nothing but you better not be sell to open at this point. You're going to get decimated over the next few bars. Sure enough, look what happens. They get destroyed. Let's take a look at what happens when we pop through that bar. Nothing but strength. We have on the 4-hour chart, we've got the 20-period simple moving average moving up through the downsloping wholesale price. Keep an eye on this wholesale price. Okay, let's go down to the 15-minute. Let's take a look at last week on the 15-minute chart. So as we can see, it is nothing but just stair step after we broke this channel here. Let's simplify this whole thing. Let's make this even easier to see. This is last week's 15-minute K.I.S.S chart. If you just waited for it to ignite in position one, you did just fine. I thought I was going to say a whole bunch more after that. I'm not. If you want to see how to use this chart, join us on the live trading desk. There's a link down below for a 7-day trial if you're not already with us. Those of you that already know how to use this and you're learning how to use this is a very, very simple method. We just have the wholesale price, average retail price, and the retail price. We want to trade when everything is increasing at an increasing rate or decreasing at an increasing rate. It's that simple. So what did we do? Well, we got to take advantage of it every time it went into what we call position one, which is what I just described. Let's take a look at what we want to see next week in terms of, now that we have broken this trend line. Let's just stay on the daily chart. We don't really need to get too much more into it. When we're looking at the daily chart, what we want to see next week is we want to see some sort of buy signal. We are back into position one where we are increasing at an increasing rate, increasing at an increasing rate, and increasing at an increasing rate. What we want to see now is we want to see our signal, our pattern repeat. We need a green over red. This is just nothing but chewing the shorts alive. Aside from getting a signal, maybe we'll get on a lower time frame and it'll just continue to thrust higher, which is fine. We have to be careful. First touch of our upper Keltner, and I'm just speaking from a technical standpoint. Anything can happen. We can have news derail us. It can derail us or propel us. We don't know which way. First thing we want to watch is we want to watch the 52.85 level, and then there's really nothing holding that back. Do we push higher? I don't know that answer. All I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for my pattern to repeat itself, and I'm going to take those positions based upon probability and protection. That's what I know. That's all I know. But I want to remind everyone, and I want to say this every single Sunday, and I want to remind everyone every single Sunday. This is what your bill at the grocery store looks like. Inflation doesn't discriminate. As long as interest rates continue to rise, or as long as there's inflation, as long as they are printing more dollars and more dollars, what's fueling this is too many dollars chasing too few goods. That's the definition of inflation. The other thing that's fueling this are the pundits that keep saying it can't go higher. until all of the collective funds around the world hit the sell button. Boop! This doesn't go down. As you can see by this chart, any major dip is being a buying opportunity of a lifetime for the past 13 years. Let's not bet on it dying. Okay, here's something that I learned. You can only bet on the world ending once and be right. Now I'm going to dramatic pause for a second. I want you to think about that. We're going to leave it with that. If you'd like to join us at the live trading desk, there's a free 7-day trial in the link in the description below. With that, I'll see everyone in the room. Thanks. Have a great day or evening.